Assalamualaikum, and my name is Ikma Muna. I will recommend a book is Time to Heal by Nur Hafsa Hamid. Why I recommend this book is because it based on sadness and grief towards a character. I will tell you the synopsis about this story. So the synopsis about this story is Hassan sat down next to his mom and dad as he stared vacantly at the grave. He felt numb. His other siblings were behind him, sobbing quietly. The Imam began his sermon. Hassan's mind started drifting off. He wondered if the body inside of the grave will be okay. Will he be lonely? Will he be afraid? He wondered if the body can still hear them. Hassan's own tears rolled down his cheeks. He felt a lump in his throat. The tragedy has shreds the heart to pieces. Hassan never knew pain like he was experiencing at this moment. He took a deep breath to calm himself, as much as he wanted to scream and wail. He didn't and he couldn't do that. He needed to be strong for others. Hassan learned about death at a very young age. It was death that made him decide to be in the medical field. Will he be able to make peace with death, or will he continue carrying the guilt of being alive? So, what the story tell about is that Hassan's own twin died because of a brain cancer. And the reason why Nur Hafsa Hamid story, wrote this novel is because the first one is she wants to show that healing is a journey. The story follows Hassan, a man who goes through struggles by emotional and inner conflicts. So Nur Hafsa wanted readers to understand that healing doesn't happen overnight. Well, it takes time. It can take months, years, and honesty and effort. Next is to promote emotional and spiritual growth. Through Hassan's character, the author encouraged readers to face their pain rather than run from it and to seek healing through Allah, self awareness, and a supportive relationship. The next one is to reflect on the role of faith in a recovery. So the book highlights how Islamic values like patience, tawakal, which is trust in God, and forgiveness can help someone rebuild their heart and life after emotional hurt. The next one is to reach those who are feeling lost or broken. Most of the readers, especially men or women, may can relate to Hassan's struggle. So Nur Hafsa uses this relatable story to say that you are not alone and you can find peace again. The last one is to continue themes from her earlier works, which is Time to Heal is a continuation form from Back to You and builds on similar themes of love, faith, and personal transformation. That's all from me. Thank you. Mana aku nak?
Hai, nama saya Ira. Hari ini saya nak carahkan sebuah buku yang bertajuk Bahagi Cara Kita yang ditulis oleh Syira Luqman. Buku ini adalah sebuah buku motivasi ringan tetapi sangat bermakna, terutamanya untuk kita yang sedang mencari erti bahagia dalam hidup. Dalam dunia sekarang yang penuh tekanan, perbandingan dan tuntutan dari pelbagai arah, ramai rasa tidak cukup baik, tidak cukup berjaya atau tertinggal jauh berbanding orang lain. Tapi buku ni membuka mata saya, membawa bahagia itu tidak perlu ikut cara orang lain. Cukup dengan cara sendiri sahaja. Buku ni ditulis dalam bahasa yang santai dan mudah difahami. Sangat sesuai untuk remaja, pelajar atau sesiapa yang nakkan bacaan yang ringan tapi penuh isi. Apa yang membuatkan saya tertarik dengan buku ini adalah mesej-mesejnya yang ringkas tetapi menyentuh jiwa. Antaranya, pentingnya menjaga hubungan dengan pencipta kita sebagai asas utama untuk rasa tenang dan bersyukur. Penulis juga menyentuh tentang bagaimana untuk menerima diri sendiri dan tak terlalu keras pada diri dan mula menghargai perkara kecil yang ada dalam hidup yang selalu kita abaikan. Ilustrasi dalam buku ini pun sangat menarik, penuh warna, penuh kehidupan dan disusun dengan kemas. Memang menyeronokkan untuk dibaca. Setiap bab membawa tema tersendiri yang mengajak kita berfikir dan bermuhasabah secara perlahan-lahan. Kadang-kadang kita tak perlu nasihat yang panjang atau keras. Cukup dengan ayat yang lembut dan tepat untuk menyentuh hati. Saya cadangkan buku ini kerana ia boleh menjadi peneman ketika kita sedang lemah, hilang arah atau hanya perlukan sedikit dorongan untuk teruskan hidup. Buku ini bukan sahaja memberi semangat, tapi juga mengingatkan kita untuk kembali kepada asas, iaitu hubungan kita dengan pencipta. Sebab bahagia sebenar bukan datang dari dunia, tapi dari hati yang dekat dengan Tuhan. Jadi kalau nak cari buku yang boleh buat kita senyum sampai menangis perlahan-lahan adalah buku Bahagia Cara Kita. Mungkin jawapannya, saya yakin sekurang-kurangnya satu bahagia dalam buku ini akan menyentuh hati anda juga. Sikit demi sikit, ia akan menyentuh hati kita untuk tetap bersyukur, menghargai diri sendiri dan selu-selu menerima diri sendiri dan sentiasa dekatkan diri kita dengan pencipta kita agar kita bahagia selalu dan tak sedih-sedih selalu.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to all of you. My name is Firdaus Hakimi and I choose Surrounded by Idiots. At its core, this book is about understanding people, especially the ones you find frustrating, confusing, or just plain difficult to deal with. Thomas Erickson, who is the author, uses a system based on colors to explain how people behave, think, and communicate. He says most people fall into one or a mix of these four personality types. For red, the get it done type, which is driven, bold, confident, direct. They speak their mind, hit small talk, and focus on results. They're lessly to talk, but they can come across as rude, bossy, or impatient. For example, your friend who texts, "Where are you?" instead of "Hi," and is already 5 steps ahead in the plan. For yellow, the people person, friendly, energetic, inspiring, talkative. They love to chat, make people laugh, and get excited about new ideas. But they can also be forgetful, scattered, and overly optimistic. For example, the coworker who's always smiling, always late, and always has a new project idea. For green, the peacekeeper, kind, patient, loyal, calm. They are great listeners and avoid conflict at all costs. But they often say yes too much and struggle to speak up. For example, that friend who agrees with everyone just to keep the peace and secretly hates arguments. They are blue, the thinker, careful, logical, precise, detailed. They are planners, perfectionists, and want to get things right. But they can get stuck in overthinking or be slow to act. For example, the person who rereads every email twice and needs a plan before doing anything. Thomas Erickson wrote Surrounded by Idiots to help people better understand themselves and those around them. As a leadership coach and behavioral expert, he observed a common problem in everyday life. People frequently misunderstand each other, especially when they communicate or behave differently. What he noticed in the people behavior in workplaces, relationships, schools, and social situations. Eric saw how communication often broke down, not because people were unintelligent, but it is how they think. One person might be loud and direct, while another is quiet and reserved. This difference often lead to frustration, tension, or conflict. He realized that the root of many of these issues wasn't that people were difficult, it was they were different. People are not stupid, they are just different, said Thomas Erickson. Erickson's aim was to create a simple, practical tool that anyone could use to understand personality types and improve communication. Instead of using complex psychological theories, he chose a color based model, like how I just mentioned red, green, and blue. Their system, inspired by the DISC model of personality, had already worked well in his leadership training sessions. Edison believed that by sharing it with the general public, he could help people communicate more clearly and resolve conflict more easily. That is all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Aida. The book that I choose to talk about is Talk to Allah by Aisha Shahira. The synopsis of this book is it's an Islamic motivational book that gently reminds readers to turn to Allah through sincere prayers, heartfelt conversation, and inner reflection, written in a calm and hopeful tone. The book emphasizes that no matter what happens in life, heartbreak, loss, failure, or sadness, Allah is always there to listen. Aisha Shahira writes Talk to Allah as a personal reminder and spiritual companion for those who are feeling lost, overwhelmed, or emotionally disconnected, especially those who believe in Allah but don't know how to talk to Him anymore. There are 5 reasons she wrote this book. First one is to help others heal spiritually. She wanted to guide people to find peace and comfort through honest conversation with Allah, not just ritualistic prayers. Second one is to normalize expressing emotion to Allah. Many people feel ashamed of crying or venting to Allah. She reminds us that Allah understands our sadness, anger, fear, and confusion, and that it's okay to open up to Him sincerely. The third one is based on her own struggles. Aisha shares that she went through times when her faith felt weak and she didn't know how to connect with Allah. Writing this book was a way to share the lessons she learned and remind herself of Allah's love and mercy. Then to encourage personal dua. She believed that many Muslims have forgotten how powerful personal dua is. Through this book, she encourages people to speak to Allah in their own words from the heart. The last one is for young Muslims searching for meaning, especially targeted at young women and youth. The book acts like a friend's voice, soft, caring, and empathetic, reminding them that Allah is always near, even when it doesn't feel like it. Conclusion, this book is perfect for anyone seeking comfort, spiritual strength, and hope, especially during times of hardship or emotional struggles.